Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. So every year on or around the anniversary of MCOC, I like to record a video where I open up all of the gold crystals and battle chips that I've saved up throughout the year. Now there's really no need to do this. You know, many years ago they would implement a 20% gold boost in December of every year, so it kind of made sense then to save up everything that you had throughout the year and just open it all at once for that extra 20%. However, a few years ago they made that 20% gold boost permanent year-round to all areas of the game, probably some small part to eliminate this type of behavior, but you know me, I enjoy hoarding crystals, saving stuff for rainy days that usually never come, but I also do enjoy kind of seeing how much gold we can get at once year over year. So right now you can see, here's my inventory, we have about 34 million gold. I've been kind of skating around this 30 million mark since about July 4th. July 4th I had about 70 million, and I used like 40 million in rank ups over that weekend, and I just have never recovered from that. Now if we look at last year's video, we had about 2,700 gold crystals to open, and I estimated based on previous years that we would get about 34 million gold just from those gold crystals. And if we scroll to the end here, you can see that my estimate was pretty close. We ended up getting just under 34 million from the gold crystals, and then another 7.8 million from the battle chips. I think we had 3.3 million battle chips to open then. So if we take a look at what we're expecting from this year, we have exactly 4,500 gold crystals to open, and I've estimated that we're going to get about 70 million gold for that. So right away, that'll take me over 100 million. That will be the most gold I've ever had on my account ever. But in addition, we're going to open, obviously, those battle chip crystals, and then, even beyond that, Kabam recently increased the gold rate for selling catalysts. So I have about 1,300 Tier 3 class catalyst crystals that I'm going to open, and I'm going to sell all 1,300 of those. It's going to take forever. I will, of course, edit all of that nonsense out, but I'm expecting like 6.5 million gold extra from just selling those catalysts. So let's get started. Alright, we're going to start with these regular golden crystals. These have a minimum amount of 3,200 in them, and 1,600 crystals are about to be opened for you in the span of just a second. Okay, 1,600 crystals down, and we have about 6.8 million gold earned already. That is well over the minimum, of course, of 5.2. So we look to be in pretty good shape moving on. Alright, let's move on to these other golden crystals. These used to be called greater golden crystals, and I don't think that they are actually in the game anymore because I've been sitting at 62 of these for nearly the entire year. So I kind of want to save one just to have one. They were renamed at some point, which is why I also think that they're actually being removed from the game. So we're not going to save one. We're going to open all 62. Let's go ahead and do that. All right, so there we go, 620,000. Not a lot, but, you know, a 10K average per crystal, you know, is pretty good. All right, next up, let's do these No Foolin' Pools gold crystals. So these are unique, of course, because each of them has a very small chance to drop a 5 or 6 star gold pool. And you can see the drop rates for these champions are extremely low. Now I do have a 5-star gold pool. I think I picked him up in last year's opening. However, I do not have a 6-star gold pool. So if we can snag one from this opening, that would be pretty awesome. Otherwise, it's basically just wait until next year to have another shot at him. So let's go. Alright, there we go, all 443 open. We made 10 million gold, again, well above the minimum estimate. Only picked up another 26 on 5-star gold pool. So once again, the 6-star gold pool still eluding me. Maybe next year, we'll see what happens. So let's move on. Okay, last in the golden crystal department are these uncollected golden crystals. So these have a minimum drop of 19,500, which means if we are historically unlucky, opening all 2,300 of these is going to give us about 45 million gold. So given that it's statistically impossible to be that unlucky, we should expect quite a bit more than 45 million. So let's see what happens. Whew, those took forever to open all 2,300, and we have earned a whopping 55 million gold, which is more gold from those crystals than I had at the start of the video. And as you can see when the numbers scroll back around, we are sitting at 107 million overall, the first time I've ever been over 100 million on my account, so really happy about that. But friends, we are not done yet. Let's move on to those battle chips. We are going to be opening the Thronebreaker Arena crystals because I do want a chance at a 5-star and 6-star Punisher. I don't have the 5-star, don't have the 6-star. 6-star Punisher is by far the rarest champ in the game. Rarer, I think, even than Immortal Iron Fist, just because it takes so many battle chips just for a single chance at him. And as you can see, the drop rate is incredibly low at 0.02%, so way less than 1%. Alright, my battle chips on hand got me 92 of these Thronebreaker Arena crystals. This is about 50% more than we had last year. I think last year I had 67 or so. So last year also we earned 7.8 million gold from those crystals, and we earned a whopping 7,000 units. So we have more of them this year. Hopefully those numbers will increase. And again, after that 5 and 6-star Punisher, those are bonuses. If we can get one or both of them, that would be the cherry on top. But again, we're really just looking for golden units out of these. And right away on the first 10, we've earned 2,000 units off of 10 crystals. Oh my god. We did it! We got him twice! 5-star Punisher and the dupe out of 80 crystals. Oh my god, I'm so happy to get him. One of the rarest champs in the game, finally on my account. Oh man, let's finish up these last 12. And folks, we ended up with 8,000 units from those 92 crystals and an incredible amount of gold, 12 million gold. Okay, so I said a moment ago we had 1,300 of these Tier 3 class Catalyst crystals to open. I don't remember the last time I actually used a Tier 3 class Catalyst in this game, so I feel comfortable selling all of these. We are going to leave the 9 there, just so we can sell an even 1,300. I forget the exact gold amount you get for these. I think it's 5,000. Whatever the math is, though, it comes out to 6.5 million gold, unless I'm misremembering. Sometimes when I'm selecting these crystals, the crystal screen will randomly refresh itself, and it will deselect everything and scroll back up to the top of the list. God damn it. Alright, so we're ending this year's opening with a grand total of 126 million gold, by far the most gold I've ever had on my account. We've also got set up for the banquet with 21,000 units. That's pretty great. I'm going to put up on the screen the breakdown here so you can see just how much we earned this year. We are well over the estimate, of course. So we started off with just over 34 million, and then we earned a total of 91 million and change over the course of the crystals, the battle chips, and selling those catalysts. I also ended up with a 94,000 difference when I was doing my calculations, so I think I might have sold some extra catalysts by accident. That's the only place that I can think of where that extra gold came from. But either way, I'll take a bank error in my favor, or whatever it happened to be. So folks, thank you very much for sticking this out with me and encouraging my hoarding habits, as it were. Hopefully we can get even more next year in next year's opening. If you enjoyed this, please let me know by hitting that like button, and as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you again next time.